A simple minting error could mean the difference between a 50-cent coin and one worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars when browsing platforms like eBay. You'll find circulated $19.90 selling in bulk for a few dollars each. But look closer and you'll notice rare, graded examples listed for hundreds. Some proof coins with the San Francisco Mint mark, especially those preserved in near-perfect condition, can even command several $100s. Major auction houses have recorded sales of 1990 half dollars that push into the upper hundreds depending on rarity, grade, and uniqueness, but beyond the financial side. The 1990 Liberty half-dollar carries immense historical weight. It represents a period in US coinage when silver was no longer part of everyday half-dollars, yet collectors still sought them as keepsakes. It represents the enduring respect Americans have for John F. Kennedy, and it marks a transition in numismatic history, where coins became less about everyday commerce and more about heritage and collecting. If you're lucky enough to own one, take a close look at the mint mark check for proof qualities, and most importantly, assess its condition. Even small differences can create a huge gap in value. While a circulated one might not pay the bills, a rare or uncirculated version could surprise you. As promised, if you want to know the exact price of your coin and the proper selling procedure, here's what you need to do. Comment the word price in the comment box, and I'll personally guide you on how much your coins. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. If I told you that a coin resting quietly in your drawer could be worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars, would you believe it? Today we are diving into the Liberty half-dollar from 1990, a coin that might look ordinary to most people, but to collectors and buyers on platforms like eBay and at major auctions, it carries history, rarity, and surprising value. If you own this coin, it might just turn the tables for you, so stick around until the very end, because that's where I'll reveal how much it can actually be worth and how you can sell it. The Liberty half-dollar has long been a symbol of American pride, history, and artistry. By 1990, the Kennedy half-dollar design was already an established part of US coinage. First introduced in 1964 after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, the half-dollar became more than just currency. It became a piece of living history. Collectors cherished it, the public hoarded it, and it quickly became one of the most recognized coins in America. By 1990, the coin was in its third decade of production, but that year carried with it unique characteristics that make certain specimens stand out. To truly appreciate the 1990 Liberty half-dollar, you need to understand its design. On the obverse side, we see the bold and familiar profile of President John F. Kennedy, sculpted with lifelike precision by Gilroy Roberts. The reverse displays the presidential seal designed by Frank Gasparro, featuring the American eagle with its outstretched wings, the olive branch symbolizing peace in one talon and arrows, representing strength and readiness in the other. This balance of peace and defense was not just symbolic of Kennedy's presidency, but also the enduring vision of America. The year 1990 wasn't one of the rarest in terms of mintage numbers, but the details lie in the variations, conditions, and mint marks. Coins from Philadelphia, marked with a P, and those from Denver, marked with AD, are among the most common. However, the proofs struck in San Francisco with the S mint mark are highly desirable, especially those preserved in flawless condition with deep cameo contrast. Proof coins often hold significantly higher value, and collectors worldwide continue to hunt for pristine examples from this year. Condition is everything when it comes to determining value. A 1990 Liberty half-dollar that has been circulated showing scratches and wear may only fetch its face value of 50 cents or slightly more, but an uncirculated example with its mint luster still intact could sell for much more. At the highest end, coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC in near-perfect mint state or proof condition can reach impressive prices at auctions. Another important factor in value lies in mint errors. A small percentage of coins minted in 1990 exhibit mistakes, double strikes, off-center strikes, or planchette flaws. The Liberty half-dollar of 1990 is more than just a circulating piece of coinage. It is a continuation of a rich American story that began in the early 1960s. The design, known as the Kennedy half-dollar, was first struck in 1964 following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in November 1963. The American people were deeply moved, and almost immediately their decision was made to honor him on one of the nation's coins. Within a matter of months, the Franklin half-dollar was replaced with a new design, featuring Kennedy's portrait, created by Gilroy Roberts and Frank Gasparro. B. The coin itself carries important design features. On the obverse, Gilroy Roberts' portrait of John F. Kennedy shows him facing left, a bold and dignified expression symbolizing resilience and leadership. The word Liberty arcs around the upper edge, and beneath Kennedy's chin rests the motto, "In God We Trust." A timeless reminder of American values. The date 1990 sits at the bottom, anchoring the coin in its particular year of production. On the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro, is a modified version of the presidential seal. It depicts a heraldic eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch surrounded by 50 stars, representing the states, with the words United States of America and half-dollar around the edge. This imagery gives the coin a sense of national identity and pride. 1990, however, the Kennedy half-dollar was no longer seen much in daily transactions. In fact, since the mid-1970s, half-dollars had already begun disappearing from regular circulation. People tended to hoard them, either because they thought the coins were special, or simply because the half-dollar denomination was not very practical in everyday commerce. Instead, these coins became more popular among collectors. The 1990 issue, while minted in large quantities, is part of this larger story of a denomination that was slowly fading out of public use but growing stronger in numismatic circles. The production figures for 1990 tell an interesting story. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 21 million coins, while the Denver Mint produced around 34 million. These numbers may sound large, but they were significantly lower compared to earlier decades. This is because demand for half-dollars in circulation had dropped dramatically. The proof coins from the San Francisco Mint numbered just over 3 million, specifically targeted at collectors who wanted high-quality examples for their proof sets. Another fascinating aspect of the 1990 Liberty half-dollar is its role as a cultural marker. It serves as a bridge between earlier Kennedy half-dollars of the silver era and the modern clad era. Collectors often divide Kennedy half-dollars into eras: the 90% silver coins of 1964, the 40% silver coins from 1965 to 1970, and the copper nickel clad coins from 1971 onward. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe.